In a place as old as imagination lies the humble village of Renoka. Will, a local merchant, took care of his family shop. But the shopkeeper dreamt about something more. The dungeons, forbidden mazes filled with riches and dangers. The curious merchant explored them, of course, using its treasures to bring prosperity to his shop and his people. But an uncanny truth was revealed when he opened the fifth dungeon. Those were no mere dungeons. Renoka was connected to other dimensions. That's why he wanted them. Morlock, the interdimensional collector. Using his power and influence, he took the dungeons and Renoka for himself. Will and his people were forced to leave. Hope may seem lost. But beyond the gates, something is waiting.
Not gonna lie, I didn't pronounce it Renoka before. I used to pronounce it Ryanoke. Get to work. "3 months, kid. 3 months with that shop closed. 3 months without a single coin. They told me you were a master shopkeeper, so where's my money? I've had it, merchant. My place is not your lovely Renoka. If you want to sleep under my roof, get some relics, sell them, and bring me some money. Until that backpack is full, the desert will be your home. I hope you enjoy the landscape." We were thrown into our first dive for the tutorial by Miss Scratch, who seems mad at us for being more of a squatter than a tenant. Also, I do speed up conversations a bit throughout the video for time. There's a lot of talking that we have to get through that's important in order to set up the plot, and I want us to get to our first dive after the tutorial. Anyways, as you've seen, we started taking enemies on with our trusty broom and finding our first loot. Learned we have a gun instead of a bow. And that our bag is now a special weapon. Even dealt with the first cursed loot. Been having some mysterious yet oddly helpful communications from somewhere. It gave us our first potion. Then we get to this point where I finally learned what those green bars on the left are, because I wasn't able to keep shooting. So the life of a ranged fighter seems to not be available in the second game. It's a shame, really. I love the bow in Moonlighter 1. And here's our merchant pendant. This will allow us to escape the dungeon. I have avoided all contact with this game up to this point, except for the original trailer, so I'm nearly as blind as you can be with early access. You know, when I had originally seen the graphics, I was among the skeptical, but it really doesn't bother me in this game as much as I thought it would, and it might even start growing on me. We teleported back into town and I went and talked to some locals on the way to find my shop. Saw these cute little guys and wondered what they are. I can't really tell if they have shells on their backs or tiny packs for travel. Noticed more down the cliff. What have you done with Will? I sent him where he's supposed to be. Tell us the truth. Did you eat him? Zenon, what are you talking about? I already told you, we don't do that. There he is. This island is my business spot, Renokians. I don't do charity, and my pockets are starving for business. Come on, ma'am. Give these kids a break. I gave you enough, Renokians. Listen, we're gonna open that shop right now, or you are all out. Okay, can we at least warm up? I found this old junk. We can use it to remember the basics. What am I seeing? Are we back in business? I think we have our first customer. Wait, are you selling my stuff? You have got to be kidding me. These are clearly my old shoes. That smell is unique. Ew. Wait a moment. I need the other shoe. I'll get it. After all these years, you're trying to scam me. I'd rather walk with only one shoe than pay for this price. I then went and changed the price to 50 gold, but I considered doing 55 for a minute. It's been fantastic to see you in action again, kid. Now you just need to sell some real relics, not these old mementos. I then opened up the shop after all the lessons were over. But due to no knowledge on the value of things, I valued things way too low, and I ended up selling all my artifacts for only another 100 gold. I see that spark in your eyes again, Will. You can't lie to me, you missed this. Yeah, Will, you did great. But that's not good enough. At this rate, this shop won't put Tresna on the map. Why are you so tough? You're no longer in Renoka, kid. Welcome to the real world. I'll let you stay, but I expect better results. We will talk tomorrow. That woman, how dare she? Let's stay positive. Today we took a step. Tomorrow we'll take another. Steps towards what? Back to Renoka? Tomo, please. Renoka's gone. It's not. And it seems like I'm the only one who cares. This old tongue of mine. You poor kids. I'm sorry. Can you check if she's okay? I'll talk to her later. Hi, Will. Sorry if I'm being a bummer. But don't you think we gave up on Renoka too easily? We act like it's just gone. But it's still there. That Moloch guy claimed it, and we just carry on as if nothing happened. Merchant. Zinner was right, though. You clearly look happy behind the counter again. I guess this is our life now. Will? Our paths are about to cross. Will, are you okay? Be ready. What is that? Come to me, merchant. Ooh, a cube. My square! My dear square! It's a cube. What the hell is this? I'm not sure. It's beautiful. Beautiful? I'll make you pay for the damage. Trader, come to me. Is it talking about Will? Merchant, we finally meet. I'm the Endless Vault. Heed my words. Make your goods worthy and your trades bold, so that you can earn more than 10,000 gold. If success is your fate, I will open my gates, and your treasure will await. Prove your worth. Complete all my trials, and I will grant your heart's desire. Show me your ambition, trader. I'll be waiting. A challenge? Treasure? Your heart's desire? Kid, did you bring a treasure dispenser? That thing can make me rich. Seems like a venture chases us. Are you up for the trial? Of course he is. You have to do it, kid. Make us famous. I'm gonna tell everyone. Our luck just changed. Don't push yourself, Will. We don't know if any of this is true. That thing just promised a wish. What? your heart's desire. Completing all of those challenges will grant us a wish. Which in the case of Will, would be a golden broom, or a bigger backpack. Or Renoka. We can get Renoka back. I don't think it's going to be that easy. But Zenon, we need to try. Will, you can do it. Let's get some rest for now. I'm sure tomorrow will be an interesting day. After all that, I learned that Andre was back and running his forge once more. He gave me a quest to replace my broom for a real weapon, and gave me the materials to craft one of my choice. The options were the classic sword, which I went with, the long sword, spear, and gauntlets, all of which we will be trying out over different episodes. The weapons can be changed near the portal. I think this might be the closest we've gotten to a word being spoken by Will. Well, here we are, the official first dive without any hand-holding. Rise, Talix! Your gods are dead and Lance is king. Follow the path to the eternal party. Bless the noise. This is new, so we get to choose where we go. I guess I'll just go with the middle this time, since I didn't know what the unique ones do yet. I wasn't paying attention to the key on the left side while I was playing. Are these creatures giant bugs? Almost went into the traps there. Not gonna lie, I got surprised by these guys spawning in. I didn't expect there to be different waves of enemies. Well, that's an annoying decision. I would prefer not to be interrupted during the middle of a fight. I don't even really know what these items are for yet. I'm assuming they're crafting resources since they don't show up in my bag. I decided to test what the burn curse does, and it did exactly what I thought it does, which is that it destroys the object that it burns. I grabbed my first ever perk in a run, and of course you have to go with the legendary. It's so shiny. I decided to take on the elite enemy for the extra loot. This was the first time I had hit one of these flowers, and I only seen what it was doing with that last hit. Then rolled into the slime and got interrupted again. I later learned that I messed up here. That item that I was holding would apply armor, and the one that I would have put it on adds quality to all the items that are on the same row as it, whenever it gets burned. So if I would have applied that armor, it would have been way better. Have you realized yet by attacking objects you also regen your bullets? That was a close one. I was sure I would have been hit there. Tanky boys. They hit decently hard as well. Honestly, the third wave caught me off guard. I'm still messing around trying to figure out the best way to use these curses. At this point, I've forgotten how to use my gun for some reason. I couldn't think of what button it was. Ended up using my potion here. I ended up grabbing the wounding attack perk for my sword here. At the time, I still hadn't noticed the key, so I thought the scroll was lore room like in the first game. That's why I decided to go middle. Although I didn't realize I was facing a mini-boss until I got into the fight. I decided pretty early to focus down the ads. It was a surprise to me that I got hit here, because I didn't realize that it could turn while charging up an attack. No potions, and I'm now one hit, but the boss is getting low as well. I messed up and realized that since it wasn't on screen, I ended up wasting my only bullet. So now that I'm playing it safer, let's see who's going to get the last blow. And with that, we unlocked a unique crafting material, I suspect. We are rewarded with 2 chests of loot and a blueprint for some armor. In the second chest, I got this beauty, which burns all my commons and turns them into quality on this item. So I did what anybody would do, and replaced all my items with commons in the chests, and came back for this one. It ended up with 32 quality, and then I went back for all my other items. I had stored them in the chest temporarily to do this properly. So I moved on to the hammer next, which I suspected was Andre, and I wanted to see what he had to offer. I also suspected that his area would be safe, and I was right. I tested out the perk that increases your special's range and damage as well. Well, I tested its range at least. And like I said earlier, I thought the scrolls might be lore, so I kept going with the plan to portal out at the first sign of danger. Run away! Pretty good haul for my first ever real dive. When I got home, I realized Eris was here now as well. And she now has a perk tree that I can use for upgrades. I learned here that potions aren't stackable in the way they used to be. They're now one-time use per dungeon run. Honestly, in my opinion, this is an improvement. I then went and visited Andre. And he gave me the blueprint for the next sword version. And a quest to collect the materials and upgrade it as well. But I unlocked our next weapon, the longsword, and I'll be using that in the next dungeon run. I found you something that I think will be helpful. Come here, sweetie. What is that? It's a keeper, the assistant every merchant needs. Keeper has some old relics stored. You can use those if you don't have any with you right now. Let's take a look. It had 2 of these scrolls and 2 of these crystals. We can take use of that. Every merchant needs a good chest, but this gift is not as amazing as you think it is, Scratch. Keeper brings a lot more than that chest. What do you mean? Open the shop and find out. So I was given a little chest helper. It stores things and offers perks, and even allows me to redecorate my shop. I then sold a bunch of stuff. Some things I sold at perfect price, and some I struggled with finding the correct price and kept overcharging. It took me a little bit to realize it, but there was a little exclamation mark near my register, and it's how you choose a perk. Wished I would have noticed it a little bit sooner, as I hadn't put 2 and 2 together and left some money on the table. I have to admit, that was really something. Stunning indeed. See? And this is just the start. You can improve him. He can make quite a difference. I want to help you, kid. I hope you're as motivated as I am with this whole endless whatever thing. If not, I hope this helps. I think you deserve to call this shop your own. What? Great. That's fantastic. My brain says you're just trouble, but something in my gut trusts you. That said, drop by my house. I think I can make this place feel more like yours. Make us rich, kid. This is great news. The whole shop for you. He already has one, in Renoka. If we complete those challenges, our real home will be waiting for us. Step by step, kids. And here's the results of our sales today. We made 6,521 gold. So we now own our shop, and we did so well on our first dive and shop cycle that we should easily open the Endless Vault in the next episode. I then ran around the town exploring. I wanted to visit Miss Scratch to trade vouchers. My first stop was Eris, who gave me a quest. Something about a weapon hidden near a rock next time I visit Andre in the dungeon. I then visited the Countess, who sells decorations for my shop, but I didn't buy anything yet. And finally found Miss Scratch, and was able to make 1 trade for a different cash register. These trades are random on what I get, but it's free. Went back to the shop and made the change. But this is where we end our first episode of Moonlighter 2 Early Access. If you enjoyed, a like would be much appreciated. And don't forget to subscribe for more Moonlighter 2 coverage. I'll be doing both Early Access and the full Let's Play upon release in the future. Hope you return for the next episode coming soon. You've been watching Cosmic Respawn Gaming, where every respawn is an epic quest.